Hello, it's Leah Marlene here, and we're on day 16 if you're following along, and we're going to talk about resistance today because I'm feeling a lot of resistance. So funny when you set out to do something and you can get this momentum right at the top. You're like, "Yep, I'm going to do it no matter what." And then the integrity point kicks in, right? At some point, and you're like, "Yeah, do I have to? Does it really matter? Why am I doing it again?" I have to be reminded. And then I know once I've sat with myself for even 30 seconds, I know exactly why, because I get out of my little self and then I want to do it. But that resistance shows up, and the resistance shows up in so many ways, right? In our life when we actually want something and we resist the very thing that we want. So like you want to say with anything, right? Like say you're like, I want to be healthy, but you're like, but I don't want to eat healthy. Like what? Well, I want to be healthy, but I'm going to just eat food that feels terrible every single day. Instead of, again, it's all a mindset. So like you could have something gluttonous one day and then just be like, hey, it's still healthy because in balance, right? But when I'm doing it for every meal and I feel awful, but then I'm going, I want to be healthy. But you're resisting it. Like I want people around me who lift me up, but you spend all your time with people who don't. You resist the very thing, and then they invite you to do something you don't have time because you're spending time with the people who bring you down. But you want this other thing. So resistance. So here we are. What do you do with resistance in your creativity, in your life? Where is resistance holding you back from what you want? Like exactly what you want. Like the universe is like, oh, here, did you want this big trip, this fun vacation, oh no, you're too busy in the job you hate, the relationship you hate. Oh, got it. Okay. I'll wait for you. I mean, whatever you want to do. And you're like, no, I want to go on vacation, but I have to be miserable first because that's what I'm setting up for myself. What if we didn't? What if the joke was on us that we didn't have to ever truly be miserable? Like, what if you didn't have to work hard and make it happen? What if you didn't? What if you just had to listen to all those voices inside your head that told you that you did, that you had to make it happen, that it was hard, that it's competitive, that there's not enough? What if your only job was to just sit and listen to those voices and let them melt away so that you can actually welcome what you want instead of resisting the very thing that you want? I mean, imagine you're like sitting in your house inside of a, let's say, relationship that isn't working, right? But you're in it. And you're in it. Like you feel like, oh, I don't know, your bills are combined or whatever. Maybe you live together. It's just, you're invested even though neither one of you are happy. You're invested in being miserable together because you made a decision and now you're going to stick by it. You're going to be miserable and stick it out. And that's true love. Sometimes the most loving thing is to leave. Sometimes, people think of it as like you're single, that like you've messed up something. There's like this big stigma if you're single. But what if you haven't? What if sometimes the most loving thing And the way that you can support yourself and somebody else is to go, we're not our highest and best self anymore with each other. Maybe we never have been, but maybe we've outgrown each other, or maybe to go to the next level of highest and best self, it means to not be together. Or why that is like celebrated instead of, let's stick it out and be miserable and hate life together. If you're always reaching and thriving and being together, like supports each other's growth and highest and best self, and it's exciting, then that's a whole different thing. Then that's growth. That's amazing. But if it's not, so you're in the scenario where it's not, right? And you're in your living room and it's miserable and you're both doing an activity that you both hate, but maybe you love talking about how much you hate it or something, I don't know. And then the love of your life shows up literally on your doorstep, because I don't know, why does anybody show up on a doorstep anymore without it being some really creepy reason? No, I mean, maybe they just like moved in next door and they're actually friendly human being, can you imagine, on the planet, who just wanted to introduce, and they're bringing over, some nice plant or something that you love we're new neighbors or something, gift. And you're like, get the hell out of here. And you just like yell at them and, slam the door in their face and like kick them out the door. And then you're like, I wish I could get into a nice relationship that was happy and healthy, that we supported our highest and best. And there they were, literally on your doorstep, and you like kicked them out. That is like what resistance is, when we're resisting the very thing that we want. And then we wonder why it's not there. It's like, well, would you stay? Would you stay if somebody was treating? So today's meditation is going to be on resistance, and maybe even checking in with the resisting of resistance. Sit up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders down your back. Take some nice deep breaths in and out of your nose. And notice how you might be even resisting your very breath. Your very life in the energy of your breath. Your breath is your life force, your prana. See if you could breathe it in a little deeper than maybe you have been. And as you exhale, just slowing down, releasing all the air on the exhale before you're in a big hurry to make a transition to inhale again. It's beginning to slow down so we can listen to all the voices that are resisting what you want. The voices that say it's too hard, it's too late, you messed up. It's going to take a long time. Nobody's done it. Those are all voices of your resisting to the very thing that you really want. So let's begin by receiving this very breath. Notice where you might be resisting this meditation, this time, this moment. And see if you could just fully receive. Take a deep breath in and out. Even beginning to dissolve that voice that beats yourself up for resisting. Oh, why do I resist the very thing that I want? Why do I do that? Why do I sabotage? Resisting. You're resisting. Take a deep breath in and out. And just allow it all to be there. Just noticing these points of resistance and see if you can instead give yourself some encouragement. If you were taking a kindergartner to school for the first time and they were scared, you wouldn't go, oh my gosh, you should be so scared. It's going to be terrifying. I bet nobody's going to like you. It's going to be the worst thing ever, and it's going to set up the rest of your life to be terrible. You didn't say that to them. But that's that voice of resistance. When you have this idea, I want to do this, I want to share something, and then resistance pops in. No, that'll be stupid. What are you going to do that for? See if instead, on your next breath in and out, you could give yourself some encouragement. You also wouldn't be mean to the little kindergartner and go, well, you're also so stupid for not being excited to go. What's wrong with you? Who resists kindergarten? You're supposed to be so excited. Shaming, blaming. And sometimes maybe those voices are what we grew up with. So then we're just repeating that, which we didn't like. But what we know. So see if, again, instead, you could offer up some encouragement. Like a positive coach in your corner. Got this. You're feeling resistance because it's new. That means you're trying something new. That means you're not doing the same old thing that doesn't work. That's awesome. Breathe. Resist. Resist the need to resist. And now embrace it. Embrace all the resistance that's trying to protect you and encourage all of that. Thank you for trying to protect me. I'm going to try something new now. It's going to be a little scary, but it's okay. It's very rare that our fight or flight is happening because we're actually in danger. Very rare, like probably a microscopic amount of time, like super slim. I can't even come up with the number. But our nervous system is so out of whack because we're preyed upon and emotionally hijacked by people who manipulate through fear. So we're constantly put in this state like a lion is chasing us, or that we're in this major crossroads moment that we need to make a huge, life-threatening or saving decision. Most of the time we're not in that, but our nervous system thinks we are, because the imaging and the messaging that we're given and pumped full of says that we should be in that state of fear, because that's how we can be controlled. So have some encouragement and understanding for that. Some little bit of encouragement towards that part of you who bought into all that fear. And go, what am I really resisting in this moment, right here and right now? And instead, bring the life force in with your breath. That is what connects you to this experience. Take a deep breath in and out of your nose. Accept the fact that you're nervous or scared even. So often people come to me as an acting coach because they want to get rid of nerves. And I say, no, that means you're alive. It's just what you do with those nerves. It's what you do with that energy. Take a deep breath in and out. Don't resist any feelings that you're feeling. And just sit here with them, so that you can melt away everything that tells you you need to be scared of your highest and best. Your highest and best has you. There's nothing to be scared of with your highest and best. It's the other way of operating that's scary. It's the other way of operating that has your nervous system all out of whack, has you second guessing yourself. So embrace the fact that there might be some resistance there towards growth, towards falling into your greatest unknown. Because if you're always evolving, you're going to be transforming all the time. And if something is meant for you, it's going to stay with you because you're growing together into the highest and best. And if it's not, that doesn't mean that you don't love that person, place, or thing. It's just you're growing into your highest and best in different ways. Maybe even together, but just not presently together. Could you open up to that? Could you open up to letting go of some of the resistance that it has to happen in this small way, the way that you think it should? Open up to a bigger possibility. Even better than you could have imagined. For everybody involved. For everybody involved. Take a deep breath in and out. When you're in your highest and best, it doesn't hurt somebody else. It contributes to somebody else. If they're not in their highest and best, they may not see that at the time, and vice versa. But when you're operating from that place, you know that to be true. The highest and best isn't hurtful. You don't need to resist it. Let's look at all the voices that tell you you should. Take a deep breath in and bring your hands into prayer at the center of your chest, into this very moment that will never exist exactly as it is right now. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just bow to yourself, to your highest and best that is so wanting to emerge right now through you. If you allow yourself to maybe get out of the comfort zone and encourage yourself through all of it. Bow to the fact that you shed a little bit of resistance just by taking the time for this right now. For you. Because the more you take time for your own self, your own energy, your own creativity, that contributes into the world energetically in a massively positive and healing way. To people who you may never even meet. So I bow to you. Thank you. Namaste.